Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Time Out with Jacko King's podcast. I hope you're well. I hope you're staying safe, and the sample packs or music is keeping you going. There's no new guest on this episode, as always. That we usually have a guest, but I just thought I'd take the time to sit down with you guys and just talk. Because it's uncertain times at the moment. And I just thought the main topic to talk about is what to do in lockdown as a musician, because I know some countries, and following this situation is kind of lifting their restrictions, but you want to do best as a musician in this kind of environment. I find it quite hard, but then again, I found it quite easy to finish tracks, kind of thing. It's just sad that you won't get live shows and gigs and whatever, and the kind of things that you want to be doing. Like, you want to go out and show off more music, and it's going to be more digital, in a way. So I just thought I thought I'd condense this podcast into maybe like a 30-minute to an hour podcast, just talking about what we can do as musicians to try and get the best out of this whole situation, kind of thing. So one of the things I put down was press kits. So if you're potentially looking to like get management or something like that, you're going to need a press kit. It's kind of tells the like, if someone's going to look at that press kit, it's going to be all about you, like what your streaming numbers are, what your following is like, what music or artist you're similar to, that kind of thing. Because when you're looking for management, kind of thing, is you're going to be wanting to be similar to someone or someone they already like manage. Because if you're that, because some management will look for a specific genre of artist. Some people will just, if you're talented, you'll get in. It's not the case with the old man with the old big man that's saying, "I'm gonna make you a star, kid," with the old 1930s get up. But I say you can create press kits, in Photoshop. You can create them on Canva. This you probably could just Google press kit maker. I know Adobe Spark does them as well. Just search electronic press kit creator or something like that, and you can just pick and choose which one you want. But I kind of say get a press kit, get it made, because then if someone potentially as management is looking to get you, you can send them, something tangible. So then they go, oh, he's had 300k on, Spotify, that kind of thing, and people, it really helps by doing that. But I think with press kits, you've got to make sure the the grammar is pretty good, near like perfection, basically. You give them all the information that you can, because it is essentially like a canvas. If you want to tell them more about you and your music, it's not a life story. They don't want to know where you went to school, that kind of thing. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, what's the brand? What's your name? Like, what's the story behind the brand? What your streaming numbers, like I've said, streaming numbers, what's your following like? Because they'll also check how active your following is on Instagram and so all the socials. And that's what you can do. Another thing I wanted to say about during this kind of lockdown, like what to do as a musician in lockdown, is learning new skills. This is going to help because a lot of the labels and stuff like that will be working remotely from home, and you'll need to do a lot of the legwork to get things. So I say some of the skills I've noticed down is marketing. So with marketing is, if you've got an upcoming release coming out or you're self-releasing an EP, you want to get the best out of that track. So it's kind of like, you've got a track that's come out, you want to get it promoted. Like, yeah, the label's doing some promotion, but you want to do better than what the label's doing, obviously, because it shows that you're willing to you want your music to succeed, and you want to kind of get it to be the best that it can. So kind of pitching to Spotify playlists, that's one of the major things. Like if you're putting your music on Spotify, that's the biggest thing you can do, pitch to playlists. Like you could probably like Google Spotify playlists for your genre. You know, just like Spotify playlist indie or something like that. And what you can do is you can pitch to those playlists, and they will listen to it, and then they'll put it in a playlist. But with a matter of getting on those playlists, you can pitch to Spotify editorials. I will say that I've been on a few editorial playlists, so I've been on Dance Brand New, playlists like that, ones that are even just owned by Spotify themselves, which I was kind of like, whoa, I didn't expect that. But you have to be proactive when you're learning. Like, you're not going to expect to be the best marketer of your music in the world. No one is. Not even I would say I'm the best marketer of my music. I try somewhat to learn marketing and get better at it, because it's one of those things that you want to get better at marketing your content, your music, and also marketing you as a brand. Like that's the thing you need to get into your head, kind of thing, is you want to be more focused on the brand. Like, let's take Jacko Kings. I'm not going to be just Jack. I want to brand myself as that. I want to focus on creating a persona behind it, like coming off as chill, laid back, that kind of thing. And that's what I kind of want to keep doing back through marketing. Try and paint the best picture. Like that's what I'm going to say. Paint the best picture of yourself that you want to be seen as. Like, you want to present yourself. If someone's looking at you, like your music, what do you want those people to kind of see? Like, what kind of vibes are you going to give off? And that's what people will want to do. They want to know what your music's about, what story you're trying to tell, and if they can relate to you in some way. Another skill I'd say is graphic design. If you haven't already picked that skill up, it's a good skill to pick up, because one, as a side hustle, you could run a graphics business, or you could design artwork for people. Very good at getting. I used to do, before I was doing Jacko Kings, I was doing an old name called Navy X. Don't do it anymore, sadly. Um, but I was running kind of like a side hustle, basically, where I just designed artwork for people. I didn't do logos. I wasn't very good at logos. I couldn't. I used to be like pretty rubbish at designing originally. I do some artwork design, not too much. But what I did was I was focusing on doing some artwork for people. Some people got signed with the artwork, which was pretty cool. And I sometimes do some designs for artwork. Sometimes I don't do it all. Sometimes I do it so that I can show off to the label that, hey, mate, believe me, just sending your SoundCloud link with just a picture of you is not. It's good because they can see it's you, but giving them something that looks pretty and reflects the track is 10 times, is 100 times. Is going to get you 100 times better, like, outlook on a track. So they might see that your artwork's pretty and the track's really well mixed and mastered, and they will want to probably sign it because, one, you've given them something that, that's finished, but you're also showing that you want to make your track look like the best that you can. Another skill I'd say is learning like audio mastering, stuff like that. I'd say more music mastering and mixing. This is more for the producers, but you can do it yourself if you want to. It it cuts the cost of getting a mix engineer to do it for you, because Um, Mix engineers and mastering engineers can cost, oh, they can cost, it could be like $100 or something. You don't want to be paying too much just to get your tracks mixed. Doing it yourself, one, is cheaper, two, you learn it yourself, and three, what you kind of learn what plugins to use, kind of thing. Um, you get to learn your own master chain. Um, and like I have learned how to master properly. I wouldn't say I'm the best master in the world, but I can get my masters to a clean, professional quality kind of thing. My screen just turned off, but um, but honestly, learning audio, like just learning how audio works and stuff like that, it's really a benefit to learn those skills. And also, you could run a mix and mastering business as a side hustle. I did do a mastering service for someone, Squidney, I believe it is. I did a mastering for his remix track of Kirby Feel for the spinning contest. I was pretty happy with the master, actually. Um, but I think it was pretty good. And I thought it sounded pretty professional. You know. Um, but one of the other things we've got to say is releasing new music. Um, I know we're going to be in for a little bit of a long time, kind of thing. And it's going to be like, oh, I can't go out and see my friends. I can't go out to the nightclub. I can't do gigs. I can't do this and that. Like, honestly, if you're a musician, this is like the best time to like improve and release new music. Like, if you didn't have a really good release, look, like, just sit back, like, do what I do. I often just sit back and see what's working and what's not working, because working on your music and improving it is going to help you in the long term. You can kind of just get a gist of what you're doing right and what's doing wrong. Like, if you're getting five label rejections, but you're getting five labels saying, "Yeah, I want this track," that's kind of, you need to find out why it isn't working for the five that rejected it. Like, is it something to do with the mix? Like, honestly, I know they can't give feedback because they're a label and they're a business and they haven't got time because they get so many label like emails a day. But kind of finding out, is it like, you kind of just think, is it down to them, like listening to the tracks that you've sent, like just listen to them and see if there's something wrong. Um, that's You'll become more critical of your music, and I've become so critical of my music. Like, when I listen to it again, I go, oh, I could have made that better, kind of thing. Also, even looking at your emails, like, how are you writing those emails? Are you writing them as professionally as you are? Really, are you writing them professionally? Or are you like just going, hey, this is my demo, and then just throw in a link? Or especially, don't send them like MP3 or WAV files, like they can't download them, honestly. Um, just send them like a trackable link like Dropbox, or I'd say SoundCloud, preferably. Um, Preferably, I can't even say it. But honestly, um, it's more like just send them a trackable link so that, one, you can track it and see how many labels have like listened to it. Especially SoundCloud Pro. Good suggestion too. I'm not sponsored by them, actually, but I'd say SoundCloud Pro is pretty good. Um, I can track who listens to it, so then I know, oh, this label's listened to it, or this A&R's listened to it, and I know what I can do better. I think we're going to cover the topic of growing your fan base during the pandemic, because I don't know about you, but the everyone is going to be turning to streaming platforms for a long while, depending on how long this goes. Um, you can. A lot of people will be on Spotify, Apple Music, and they'll be looking for new music because, yes, you'll be listening to the same music, but how long are you going to stay interested in that music? Like, honestly, if you're like me, you can probably change music taste very quickly. Like if you're just listening to the same song, it just gets boring and boring because it's like it doesn't excite you anymore to keep listening. So one of the things I suggest with growing your fan base is kind of, I'd say, try and network with people. Like honestly, online now is a good place to network. Like if you have LinkedIn and stuff, you can network via that. I'd say it's a good trick because I do it, even though I used it for my uni assignment. I use LinkedIn to link up with A&Rs, artists, that kind of thing. To grow your fans, you want to have more of a dedicated fan base. You don't want just um, you don't want just 4 fans. You want to have 100. You draw think about it. While you listen to this, obviously, think about it. Would you rather have 100,000 listeners a month and only 10 fans, or would you rather have 100 dedicated fans but give you like 15 million or something like? No, that's probably the worst one. But you would rather have 100, but you get like 20,000 a month. Like, think which one, um, kind of thing. You want to get dedicated fans, so they always know when you release new music. They're like the first ones in who'll promote it, support it, that kind of thing. As well as the people that will always like support you, even though, but they'll try and help you with feedback, like not technical feedback, but saying, "Oh, I like this song, but I didn't like this song." It's like helping you to kind of grow with your fan base, kind of thing. So you're growing with them rather than against them. Because you do something crazy, they'll probably not like it, and you'll lose your fans, and that's not what you're really after. Um, so another thing I wanted to talk about is websites. So websites are kind of the portfolio. While you have Spotify and Apple Music, and they're like your music portfolio, but you want to have kind of a portfolio for you, like your press photos, your press kit, about you, how can they contact you, your socials, the whole shebang, basically. So we're going to talk. Well, I'm going to talk about getting your website ready, and even designing a website. So you want to kind of pick like a site you want to use. Like if you have a preference, like Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, that kind of thing. Find like a platform you want to use if you're wanting to design one. Even you could use Ucraft if you just want to have a landing page, just a free landing page. Don't worry about it. Like if you just want to have it as just a basic website. But I say investing into Weebly and investing in Squarespace would be, if you want to have a professional site, those would be the best. Even Wix, actually, just as a artist kind of website, so you can put your fan base, it's so your fans can communicate with you. You could I would suggest doing blog posts. I'm starting to do those because they're a good way of your fans be able to read what you're thinking. Especially they want to know when's new music coming out or what's happening in terms of you as a person, because music's one of those things is like it's like now than ever, they're invested in your music, but they're invested in you as a person. Like they want to know how you're feeling, how you're doing, because you will relate to them in some way. You'll relate to them because you're trapped inside, and you can talk to them. And it's one of those things, you want to connect with your fans during this time because then they can help you gain more people, because they will go, "Oh, I'm going to share your music to my friend," and their friends will share your music, and that kind of links back with the marketing point and the fan base, because more and more fans are going to come because everyone's going to be on Spotify or Apple Music streaming your music, and they'll be getting invested, and they'll find your socials, and they'll want to follow your content and support your content like that. And yeah, getting your website ready is important, or designing one, because you want to show off to one. You want to show it off to your fans because they'll go, wow, look at that, this artist. He's got a really nice website. He's able, we can contact him. Like if you're a music producer and you want to contact a certain artist for feedback or get it on their radio shows, that's a good way to do that. And I think also if you get like management or someone that's going to be managing you or potentially managing you, it's a good portfolio to, so they go, oh look, this artist has got a kind of nice artist page, and we can find out more about them. But yeah, definitely invest in getting a website or getting your current website ready as a portfolio. But that's also a new skill as well. Maybe you wanna do a different side hustle. Maybe you want to have a different thing from graphic design, marketing, whatever. You could do a website design service, that kind of thing. Because learning new skills in this time is going to be really good. I know I've talked about it, but we're going to bring it back up because I know a lot of people will be affected. Artists like myself, we often rely on live shows to kind of help us put more money into our bank accounts. I shouldn't say that, but the shows are what help us stay afloat and our finances. But without the shows, one, we miss out on the social interaction with the fans. Two, we miss out on, something we enjoy doing, and has been starting to become more of a paid job rather than us, doing it as a hobby, and a lot of different things. Um, but you know, losing my train of thought here, but we like doing this, and doing an extra side hustle kind of thing helps you to try and support yourself, especially if you don't have a job, like, or you've been furloughed, whatever reason. Um, kind of trying to help yourself stay afloat and keep yourself constantly doing new things to keep up with. One, I love learning new skills because you may have to use it somewhere. Like I want to get better at marketing, and I'm wanting to try and do a paid promotion service, hopefully, or something to do with playlists and Spotify, because I've always liked curating playlists, and I've always liked doing things related to music only and strictly music. But on the next topic, we're just going to talk about Instagram and hashtags, because on my notes I've got a lot of things to talk about today in this episode. So we're going to talk about hashtags and Instagram, and a lot of people will be like, should I start Instagram? Should I do this? Should I do that? But yes, you should probably be on Instagram at this point. If you don't know what Instagram is, where have you been for the last, 10, 15 years? Um, you know, every artist should have an Instagram, should be a representation of somewhat themselves. Um, like with me, I try and post food, I try and post my pictures of my dog, what I'm doing musically, what I'm doing away from music, just showing a bit an all-round um, show of what I am, or what I represent as a person, and what I am as an artist. Um, so hashtags, you should kind of look for the best hashtags. So you should put the hashtag you want to use in, and check how many kind of not followers, but the more views it gets. This also applies for TikTok, Facebook. This will kind of get you the interactions you want, because you'll get people liking your posts, maybe commenting on them. You'll occasionally get some bots that do it, so don't worry about that, because they're trying to comment on stuff, and they're trying to fill up. You'll probably see famous artists Um, don't worry about them. But you want to try and get your content as much engagement as you physically can, because when you're a bigger artist, you'll notice that you can put a photo up with no hashtags whatsoever, and you'll probably, if you're like Martin Garrix, you can put a photo of you eating pizza and get like 2 billion likes on it, because you have a really strong fan base, but you also have a really good engagement as well. Let's say with Instagram, you want to put stuff in your bio. I do it. I have my contact email. I have who I'm managed by, this, that, who I'm supported by, because this will also tell the algorithm, oh, you like Moti or you like Steve Void. Hey, you should follow Jacko King. The algorithm will help you try and get the fan base going, or try and get people coming to your account. And yes, if you swap your account from a personal to more of an artist like business, you can see the insights, so you can see the potential impressions kind of thing. And what you can do is you can try and tailor your content. It'll even tell you what times most people are engaging, so you know how to come up with a posting schedule. So if 100 people are liking at 9 p.m. on a Friday, then you should be posting 9 p.m. on a Friday. But it's often more data. Once more data on those different days are collected, you can kind of come up with what to post on what day, what to post on that day. I often go for maybe two posts a day. Not necessarily as physical posts on the account, more in the story, like promoting the podcast, promoting the Discord, promoting this, that, and everything. A lot of different things are going on. I think the next thing we're going to talk about is Twitter and Facebook, because a lot of people will be like, I don't use Twitter, it's used by people to post about their breakfast, or Facebook. The reason why I use Facebook is because my dad keeps sending me game invites. Honestly, setting up a Facebook page is pretty much the easiest thing you can do. Like, if you haven't made a Facebook page, like, literally pause this podcast and go and make one. If you haven't already got one. And what you can do is make a podcast. Well, make one for your artist page, make one for your podcast, or whatever you want to make a page on. If you want to make a meme page or something, then by all means, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. But for your artist page, you want to have like your website, all the important information and that kind of thing that you really want to have. You want to make sure you've got all the important stuff. You want to make sure you can set your Instagram to post on that page for you. Also, if you're using your personal account, I often use my personal Facebook as my artist personal Facebook, so that I can share my stories from my Instagram to my personal, so that my friends and family who support my music can also see that. Also, people on my contacts who are in the music industry can see that as well. And also using hashtags. Hashtags is very key, because then it will get promoted through the algorithm, and more people will be organically engaging with your content, and that is what you really want to be doing. Getting more and more people to like your page, like your posts, even clicking on the message going, hey, I like your music, giving you the constructive criticism and the praise that you need. Also for Twitter, you should try your best to build your following, kind of use those hashtags, try and follow similar accounts, kind of thing. I like to say keep your follower count down, because I've seen with a lot of artists is, yes, they've got 300 followers, but they're following 500 people, which doesn't look good if you're following 500 people. If you've only got 300, it's not pretty professional, and it looks a bit weird. A lot of people, a lot of artists, I can say this because I am one of those artists, are over on TikTok. You can put your music on TikTok like I often post some music related stuff on TikTok. So if you want to follow my TikTok, it's Jacko Kings. Obviously, you'll find it. I put a few bits and bobs on there, but a few random stuff, random skits and stuff, and it's just a fun thing. Like if you want to post stupid skits, I know Sebastian does it, I know Sam does it, I know Bowker does it. Um, you can post funny things to also one engage people that are already fans of you, probably already on there, like your content, but also get new people in. Like maybe they don't like EDM, but they like the content you're making, and that's what you want to do. You want to get more and more people in there, and also use hashtags so that it gets promoted through the TikTok algorithm. I'm going to say algorithm a lot because that is what most of these sites are, data driven. So if something's getting really, really like doing really, really well on TikTok, it's going to promote it higher in the algorithm, kind of thing. And just one final topic before we finish up this like episode is being proactive during this. Like it's kind of the time where we put music aside, for this bit, and we kind of say, look, during this tough time, we're gonna have to take breaks. We're gonna try and do something different besides music. Like I'm not 24/7 making music and making deep house, future house churn out my eyes. I like to take a break. Like I like to sit and play video games or sit on Discord, giving people feedback, or generally just being just Jack, being trying to be sane at this point because I don't know about you, but being trapped with your sister for 6 weeks doesn't if that doesn't send you insane. I don't know at will. But trying to take regular breaks, trying to go out and have a run or a walk, or getting outside and just having a breather, just clear your head, and it makes the world so much better. And you can have some hope that this whole thing is going to blow over. We're going to return to normal, and what we can do is we can all get back to doing shows, and we can all see each other and support each other, because liking someone's, as this is what I saw on Facebook, liking someone's posts, supporting someone's YouTube channel, is all free. Like you don't have to pay anything, so support creators in any way. And yeah, that is it really. So thank you for being a part of this podcast. I know it's a bit solo, and I've had to come up with this on the spot pretty much, as I wanted to churn out an episode during this tough time. But I will be getting some new guests on. I will announce them very soon. And as always, if you do like the podcast, you can always hit the follow button. Follow me on my Instagram for more updates. Also on Facebook as well. And yeah, I hope to see you around for the next episode.